So we have an epidemic, and we've called on our digital life expert, David Polgar, to come in and talk to us about the disease that all of our kids, now I would say maybe we have it a little bit, but our kids really have it with their devices and their digital social media landscape that is just taken over their world to like crazy levels.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. And I definitely agree that we're all kind of facing this epidemic.
And is addiction a proper word to use here? Because it seems
I would
like
put addiction
maybe.
I would put that in quotes. It's not currently listed in the DSM right now, although they're talking about it. But it's certainly something that has highly addictive types of qualities because they have found that it releases dopamine, right, for the brain. So every time you receive a text, you're getting excited, right, especially for a child. They get excited. They think it's something important. But then you check and you say, my God,
Someone likes me.
Right, somebody likes me.
Well,
or even something like, it's just a newsletter.
Exactly.
It's not something that was as crucial as you thought.
I feel like it is an all or nothing thing. Amy and I have struggled because she'll say, oh, it's just all about organizing, so you get an hour here, and if you get this done, then you get some more time on it. But you're not there enough all the time to monitor that. And if you actually just took it away and said, you can ask to have it for an hour while I'm there,
Sure.
and I'll let you have it if you've taken care of your homework and everything else. That it really is this indulgent thing versus this is just a part of your life all the time.
Yeah, and how many times has Grandma said this? I'm with you. Just take all the machines away and say, how old are you? You're 10 and under. You get 1 hour a day. Give it to them for an hour. And then you take it away.
Yeah, but see, isn't that just...
See,
But see, isn't that like don't they have to learn how to deal with this technology? It's going to be with them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they have to learn how to deal with that technology anyway? Because
well, it's certainly only going to become more difficult because especially if smartwatches or something like Google Glass, wearable technology, augmented reality, if that takes off, you're going to have something that's more kind of pervasive than a smartphone.
And these games, believe me, as much as I love my kids, it's so incredible, these games, that they can just spend hours and hours and hours, and it is not good for them. And when you do take them away, if you just said, like, we're going away, 2 weeks done, they actually do figure out how to live like we all lived back in the day.
Sure. They go through withdrawal. But they figure it out.
And how we lived back in the day was we created things. We came up with things. Now, I keep saying, don't be a consumer, be a creator. How are you creating a conversation? How are you interacting? How are you getting out, go run in the woods?
Right. So instead of looking at somebody online playing baseball, actually put that away just for a little bit and then go outside with your friends and play baseball. You can use that technology to find your friends, right? To say, hey, we're all going to play out in the yard, and then to actually have that fun. But to balance the analog and the digital life, and that's what you have to do. But again, kids and adults alike, they're not going to naturally go there.
They won't.
So we need to kind of be prodded.
I think we have to figure out where is the rabbit hole as far as how bad is this?
And what is proper? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what's proper for my kids. How much time? Because the computer is also the thing for homework.
Yeah.
It is also my son has a tablet, and part of his time that he gets to spend on it is I buy him books on the tablet, and he has to read a certain amount of books on the tablet. A certain amount of the book on the tablet before he switches over to games.
You're saying it's homework. It's the books. It's his music.
It's his music. It's his video games.
TV.
It is his TV because kids don't watch TV. They watch YouTube.
Right.
So, what is proper? Because, for instance, I'll tell him, all right, buddy, that's enough time on that tablet. And he'll put that down. He'll be like, yo, you want to play some Wii?
Don't you think you could start by saying there are no devices on the table when we have dinner?
Exactly. Tech-free times, tech-free zones.
Yes.
So the dinner table, the bedroom, you're creating certain areas where you say, okay, this is going to be a Zen zone. This is going to be an area where you take away the technology. Because technology by its very nature is an extreme positive. It's something like a digital device, a tablet, is an extreme positive. It's a gateway to information, a gateway to knowledge, a gateway to friends. But it's something like anything that can be abused. But if you create those zones, at least we can connect with our family around the table. We can reflect upon the information. You're more likely to talk to people, right? We've seen this just in general conversation.
It needs to be a facilitator of the good stuff. It can't be the good stuff.
Well, the good thing is a lot of the new tablets that are coming out, they have parental controls that can actually set it up where a parent can say, okay, between these hours we're having tech-free time. Right, it works or it doesn't work.
This has to happen.
Because You
This
can't,
needs
you
to
can't
happen.
leave it to willpower.
During the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary, teacher Victoria Soto sacrificed herself to save her students. In the years since, her family has used social media to promote fundraisers and scholarships in her name. But fringe truthers who want to spread lies about Sandy Hook are also using her name online.
It's too easy to pretend you're somebody else. For example, if I want to pretend I was you, I would just go to your Facebook page or Twitter account, right-click that account, save that photo, utilize your name, open up a new account.
Internet expert and lawyer David Polgar says sometimes it's tough knowing which is the real site.
You see somebody's photo, you see videos, you trust it. But should you always trust it? It's very easy to again, manipulate somebody's image.
We all know that one of the great things about being online is the ability to share videos, photos, news, updates, but remember that anything you share may also be viewed by people you don't know. And once it's online, it just could be there forever. So joining us to tell you how to create a positive digital footprint is tech expert David Ryan Polgar from davidryanpolgar.com. David, the digital footprint, I don't think we all realize that we are making it every single day.
All the time.
With every single thing that we do in our life.
Yeah, everything you post. It really, all the data you put on, the pictures you post, your status updates, your tweets, Instagram, it all forms your footprint that now is your digital footprint. It follows you around. It's your online reputation.
And you made a good point earlier while we were chatting that it may not even be everything you post. Someone could take a photo of you when you don't know it
Sure.
and post that. And that could be a part of your digital footprint.
Yeah, and that's kind of everything Zuckerberg was talking about, is that your footprint, your online reputation is as important right now as your credit score. But it's being influenced not just by what you're posting, so you might be really mindful and cognizant about what you're posting, but what other people are posting about you. So I highly recommend that you go out and you Google yourself to kind of really assess where you're at. What's your online reputation? Do you need to fix something?
Do it now. And even if you've done
Google
it
yourself.
a week ago,
Yes.
I did it, and
Yeah.
it's very interesting. And hopefully you don't have someone who has the exact same name as you that
Right.
has many mugshots, because then,
That could be bad.
people will think,
Yeah.
oh, this person is obviously a criminal.
And that's what we call the Google ganger. It's kind of your doppelganger for your online persona. So it can be a little dangerous. I even had that same issue. That's why I go by David Ryan Polgar, because there are a few other David Polgars. So David Ryan Polgar, I'm unique. My mom always told me I'm a snowflake, so now finally I can make her proud. I'm unique.
And if someone does Google David Ryan Polgar, it'll bring up you as opposed to David Polgar, who may
with
be
no
someone
mugshots.
else.
Mental obesity really kind of comes about because the spigot of information never really ends. That's the problem we're facing. That's the problem we're all facing, right? Because information like food tastes good. It does, right? So right now, it's the equivalent of us living in a candy store, right? Of course we're going to be gorging on a bunch of candy. Candy tastes good. So if we're constantly, within Wi-Fi connection or with the smartphone in our pants, of course we're going to be so overwhelmed with it, because we want to check information. Information is exciting. Information is, tends to be power. But at the same time, can we balance our digital consumption with our need to reflect?
The problem nowadays is that the technology has become so small that it's very difficult for a consumer to notice.
Tech expert David Polgar points out that as with technology, skimmers have advanced and consumers need to take greater measures to better protect themselves.
And it's something that the average consumer, even one that was trying to be really diligent, would have a very difficult time noticing.
You're a tech guy, David Ryan Polgar. You understand about the importance of the online audience. We're building.
I certainly
that,
do.
right?
Yes, go online.
Yeah, so you're my
Follow us,
advisor. You're welcome on the show. You're my advisor when it comes to tech stuff. I'm not a real big tech guy, but I want you to talk a couple things that are really exciting to me.